welcome or welcome back to my channel. My name is Stacey and I'm a mature student studying with the Open University towards a degree in childhood and youth studies. And today I would like to discuss how I plan my week with you. So I use a Hobonichi Weeks and a Hobonichi Cousin. This is how I do the majority of my planning. There will be a tiny bit on the computer where I retrieve some information from, but generally speaking this is kind of a I guess a stationary video in some senses, a planning video, but it is very specific to my planning routine. What I will say is I am not giving out loads of personal information. I'm not putting all of my weekly plans in my planner for you guys to know where I am and what I'm doing, because that would just be weird. So it is literally pretty much just my study stuff that's going to go in here. This is my Hobonichi Weeks and this is the Tragan, I never know how to say this, Tragan cover, which I spoke about in my my Hobonichi haul, which I will add wherever it is on the screen just in case you haven't seen it. This is this year's Weeks. This is a Weeks Mega that I used and I absolutely love it. I have no notes. This is the first planner that I have managed to stay in consistently, touch wood, throughout a whole year. I haven't not used this. I always tend to find that in the summer, over the summer periods, I use it less, not because I have less plans, funnily enough, but because I am more busy a lot of the time, being just here, there and everywhere, whereas I'm much more at home, cozy. It's autumn now. This is a Cousin Spring Start 2024 and it's in an Liebe cover. This leather cover is beautiful. This is A5. I love this thing so much. And let's quickly talk about pens because I know people like to talk about that. So in my Cousin, I'm currently using my Lamy Safari in, I guess it's just cream. I can't remember the actual what the colour's called. The ink is Diamine and it is blue black for that one. No, it's not. It's not Diamine. It's Lamy Blue Black. That's a lie. It was Lamy Blue Black. In my Weeks, I use an Energel cleaner, and this is the actual colour, this blue colour, which is, this is a 0.3 pen. You won't be able to see that. Oh. This is like, every time I do this, I think back to like, it's never going to focus. I always think back to like the videos I used to watch in the early 2000s or whatever it was. Okay, so I'm gonna just change the view so that you can see what I'm doing and we'll go from there. Okay, so new angle so you can see a bit better. This is my Hobonichi Weeks in the Tragan, I think is how you say it, cover. I do that every time. Right way round. Okay. So this is kind of my everything planner. This is my, what do the people call it? EDC, everyday carry. So this is my EDC. So the way I would do this is I have a look at what I've got planned for the week. So let's start here. I'll have a look, see what I've got planned for the week. Now decor wise, I tend to do this as and when. So if I'm feeling inspired, that's when I'll do it. If I see some pictures I like, stickers I like, that's when I'll do it. So I will grab this, see what I've got planned for the week if I've put anything in. The things that I generally include in here are like school meetings, everything to do with Harry in the sense of like school meetings, dentist appointment, GP appointment, that kind of thing. Then I will make sure that's all written in, make sure things like, for example, this day Alex off work and this day Alex off work. And he's off work both of those days, so I make sure I write things like that in. just like life admin. So if like sometimes Alex will work at the weekends, so I'll add that in. If I have any trips I'm going on, or things like workshops that I've been doing, like vaccinations, Harry and I had our flu vaccinations, they were going to watch football, things like that. Now I also try to do my to-do list. Sometimes I've already started like this, sometimes I haven't, and that's fine too. I generally like to this is like my weekly to do, so this is like a bit of everything that I have to make sure that I do that week. So I know that I actually have to email my tutor back. So that's what I'll do here. So I pop all that in here. If I have any appointments or anything, like I say, it all goes in. So this is like outings, trips, life admin, all of that stuff. And I try to keep it fairly, I think fairly, it's not super decorative, but just a little bit, you know. When I've taken stock of the week, I will then think about things that I would like to do with YouTube and social activities and things like that, but I don't write it in just yet, because I then grab my cousin. So move that to the side for a second. I'll grab my Hobonichi cousin. This is a spring start, a 2024 spring start, so I kind of got this as my academic planner. I have months wise, I write bits in here, so I need to write that Alex is off work, 'cause this is very new. And then here, and why I like this as my academic planner is because I feel like it just has loads and loads and loads of space to write in compared to the weeks. However, I am thinking I might change it up and go into a week's. We'll see. I'm kind of enjoying where I am with it now. I may not use it as an academic, we'll see, but I may keep it just for like daily journaling-y type stuff. It depends how good I can be at being consistent with it, we'll see. But yeah, so for example here, this is next month. I make sure that I've got all my TMAs when they're due put in here, what weeks that we're on for my university staff, and I make sure I've got like specific dates popped in here. So that's how I use the monthlies. And then so this is like last week, so then for this week I need to put in here, I think this is partly what I don't love about this, is that I actually duplicate a lot of the stuff on here, but this is important to have this, because what I next do is I go on to my planner online. So I'll go into my activity planner. Okay, so here is, so say for example you're in weeks 2 to 3, which is technically where I am here. I will go into my activity planner, and on here, now I am aware that it's not like this for every single module, but for the last couple of modules I've had, we do have an activity planner, and so it tells you which activity takes how long and which activities you need to do for that week. So what's nice, because my for some reason in this module these are broken up as weeks 2 to 3, not weeks 1, week 2, week 3, week 4. They're bunching together, a couple of them, because it's all about the same topic. So weeks 2 and 3 are about well-being. So it also tells you that this is about halfway here, so you know that if you add all this up, that's probably week 1, and then that's week 2, if that makes sense. So for this week, I know that I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 things to do. And some of them take 45 minutes, some of them take 3 hours and 30 minutes, because that's the chapter. So it's roughly how long they're expecting it to last, how long they're expecting it to take. So what I will do is I'm looking here and I'm going, right, well, I know that on Tuesday I've got lots to do, so actually that needs to come out because I'm not uploading on a Monday anymore. I don't know if I've mentioned this, but I'm actually uploading on a Tuesday now. I've had so many issues on Mondays that actually it feels like someone is trying to tell me don't do that, don't upload on a Monday. So it's going to be Tuesdays from now on, guys, and it will be about 7 o'clock that it comes up. That's what I'm aiming for. So I know that Alex is off work this day, but I actually we're going to be spending time together this day. So this day here, I know I've got the whole day on Wednesday that I don't have any responsibility, in the sense of Alex is going to be doing everything for Harrison. So I know that I can use this entire day on Wednesday purely for study. So I'm going to do a lot more study this day than I would, probably about 5 hours, rather than the, you know, hour or two per day that I would normally do. So I'm going to allocate from 10, 11, 12, 1, 2, 3. So 10 till 3 I'll allocate to study, and I might even do some in the evening as well, like take a little break and then do some in the evening, but we'll see. And then so I've got 4, 5, so I need to do 1. I've got about another 2 for that week, 2 hours for that week. I could get everything done tomorrow. That's not always the best for me. So I think on Thursday, usually around lunchtime is quite good for me. So I'm going to do another 2 hours here. And then I'm also going to allocate in another 2 hours here, even though that's not on my activity planner. This is for the extras. So this is things like forums, making sure that I'm up to date with all of the news that comes up on my, it tells you here, like you've got loads of news, BBC News articles and things like that that they like you to read, and you can like join up for groups and stuff like that. So I like to allocate a little bit of time to that in the week as well. Now Saturday and Sunday I often try to use those as rest days, and I will have filming to do depending on the topic that I'm doing next week. Then I will add that in here as well. So I will do, I think I'll do some filming and edit, and then here as well, because usually the mornings are taken up with Harry's school stuff. So if I don't get those done there, I know I can add them on here at the weekend if not. So that's kind of how I plan it out, and then I will go on to actually the following week. Given that my activity planner is for this particular one is actually the 2 weeks, I will then go on and I will add in now things like, I know I've got my COVID vaccination that day, so I know that I need to give myself probably the next day, that day and the next day, to just chill. So I know that I probably need to be planning my video and getting it scheduled here ready to upload, because I'm going to really be struggling these 2 days. For some reason it always just goes straight to my, well obviously it goes to your lymph nodes, but for some reason since I've been dealing with fibromyalgia, it just knocks me for 6 just for a couple of days. It did that with my flu vaccine as well. So I would start here and probably again plan that out for these 3 days here, and maybe onto the Saturday as well. So you can see that I'm just trying to like keep it spread out as much as possible. When that's done, that's when I like to, like I say, fill in my YouTube and my social activities where I have time for them. And it's also really important to note that mine is going to look very different to other people's. I've purposely not added in a lot of personal stuff on this particular spread. That's going to come in after I've been filming, but It also does look very different because I have fibromyalgia. I have to pace myself. So I know that these 5 hours, I can just rest for the rest of the day if I need to. I'm not going to be doing pretty much anything else probably. Same with these, have a couple of hours break in between. It's just how I have to live my life. And so I try to plan things for the weekends. Excuse me. I try to plan things for the weekends. Again, very much in a way of pacing. So if I'm doing something in the morning, I don't plan something straight away after it. Or if I am, then I'll do everything in one go, and then I'll make sure I have the rest of the day to rest. That's just how I have to live my life. That's not how I'm recommending you guys do it. Sometimes I like to plan my studies for the evenings, which I will do as well. So that's also important to note. This is not all during the day. And the reason these are during the day at the moment is because I'm able to do it a lot of the time. I find that I'm busy a lot during the day. I will plan my study for the evenings. If I have found that I have time, say for example, this is all I was doing this week, obviously I need to account time for like housework and walking the dog and dinner and stuff like that. So I do account for those things that I have to do. However, if, say for example, this was it and this is all I had to do, I would account for like the additional things that I want to do. So say for example, this was my week. This was all I had planned. I have a wish list of things that I would like to learn about or research, and also things like commonplacing. Oftentimes that's at the weekend that I plan that. But things like, at the moment, I would really love to learn about SEO optimization. I will have time this week if it just looked like this. It doesn't, but if it just looked like this, I would be able to plan in some time for that. And I probably will actually this week have some time at the weekend to do a little bit of research on that. So I keep a running list of things that I want to learn about that's not related to uni work. And I try to do that separately. And that often, like I say, goes hand in hand with commonplacing. So I was going to show you my daily pages, and it turns out they had a lot of personal information that I was just about to put online for everyone to see. So just to give you a very brief overview, half of the page is marked off with essentially what is just a very short description of the day, like what I got up to that day. Sometimes I'll put things like my NHS number, and doodle my address while I'm on the phone apparently. And then on the other side, which is where you have the timed portion, marked that off. I've put a line across it, marked that off, and I put down what my daily appointments are. And then under that is where I have my daily to-do list. So anything that's very specific to a day that needs to be done, that's where I put it. And that is where I'm using it on a daily basis. So I will, in the morning or whenever it is I come across it, when I sit down to do my work, I will say, oh, I need to do activity 1.2, or I need to email so and so, or I need to call this person, so that's what I do with it. And I'm very sorry that there's no visual to go with that. I am very silly. I will try and do that next time. Okay, so that's all. I hope you enjoyed that. I do want to say thank you so much for all the recent support that I've had from you guys. It's been incredible, and I just can't thank you enough. I would love to grow this channel to be able to give you guys so much more information. I've got just so many things that I want to share with you all, and I feel like we're creating a really lovely community here. So thank you again just so much. And I can't remember if I've already addressed this, but I'm having so many problems on Mondays with uploading. Like, it's not a YouTube fault. It's just so many weird things keep going on. Like, for example, the other day we had almost a town-wide power outage, which kept coming on and off, on and off, on and off, all day. It was just so random. It was something to do with they'd had, what was it, like a high voltage issue or something. I don't know if someone had plugged something in that they shouldn't have or whatever, but it just messed everything up. Even the local schools and stuff, all their servers rooms were going on and off and causing alerts and things. So yeah, it was a whole thing. So I think someone somewhere is trying to tell me that I need to change my upload day, so I'm gonna do that. And it's now Tuesdays. So Tuesdays at, I want to say 7 p.m. will probably be the best time for it. So Tuesdays at 7 p.m. will be my upload day now. And I hear everybody who said that they were interested in my little zines and things. I think I'm going to work out how to send them electronically, unless people specifically want to give me their address, and I'll send it out. But I don't know how, I don't know where I stand legally with that, so it'd probably be better just to email it out as a digital product. Yes, I would love to see you all again very soon. So take care, look after yourselves, and have a great week. Bye.